Rancocas will take in east end of the field.
Things set to continue here at Carey Stadium in Ocean City, New Jersey at the Battle at the Beach in this matchup between the Rancocas Valley Red Devils and the Union Farmers. Union Farmers wearing all white today from top to bottom, set to kick off. RV's receiving team has yet to take the field. My name is Steven Anderson, joined by my broadcast partner, Mark Narducci. Mark, how are you today?
Steven, doing great. Third game today I've seen here, and this one looks like it could be a little bit more competitive. We have two Group 5 schools. Both teams made the playoffs last year, even though Union won just 2 games, which gives you a real indication of the type of schedule that the Farmers play. And RV was really hit hard by graduation. So we're going to see in the second year of head coach Garrett Lucas how this Red Devils team will be able to respond. They lost a lot of good seniors, but there's still plenty of talent with the Red Devils.
No doubt about it, Mark. A lot to prove for both of these teams as the Red Devils have now taken the field. Back to receive the kick, number 4, Jameer Bellamy. And set to kick it, although the ball fell off the tee.
And Bellamy's one of those young players that they're looking to step up. Just a sophomore. Tremendous speed.
Ball sent away by number 44, Caleb Duvelson, and it sends its way out of bounds. Flag out of the pocket of the official. If you're Union, definitely don't want to see a flag on the first play of the game, but worse things could have happened. Mark, what are you expecting to see here out of the RV offense?
Well, it's going to be very interesting because the quarterback who won the job is Nick Marco. He's a senior. And, of course, Kevin Burr was the quarterback last year, graduated. He's now throwing the javelin at Tennessee. But I want to see the progress of Marco because I was told by the coaches he won the job kind of late in the summer with the work he's done in the summer. He's a senior and just want to see what he can do taking command. And watch number 0, Malachi Castle. He's a load at 6'3", 2 1/4.
Indeed he is. Castle offset to the left. Sent right up the middle. Castle finding his way to the second level. Nearing a first down. We'll see where the official places it, and the chains do move. First down for the Red Devils. Exactly what you called for right there, as you'll see on the replay, Mark.
Huge hole to that side.
See if RV continues to give the Union Farmer defense a dose of Malachi Castle.
Left tackle Tyrese Downing, 6'2", 250. You watch out for him.
Marco sends a man in motion. Snap, and Castle gathers it again, but this time met by a host of Union players. First out of that pack was number 26, Cordell Hinton, one of the captains for Union today.
Yeah, and Kenny Warnick, number 56, just threw off a blocker that time from his defensive end position and collapsed in there to also help on that tackle.
Team effort, to say the least, and that's what you want to see if you're the defensive coordinator and anyone on the Union side for that matter. Got to see your guys swarming to the ball, especially early, set that tone. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen for RV. H-back in motion, and now Marco receives the snap, hands it off to Castle. Castle up the middle, bruising his way for about a 4-yard gain. And that'll bring up third down for RV, their first third down of the day.
Number 24, Brian Asigna for Union did a great job. He got the initial tackle, but Castle's so strong he carried him a couple of feet on there.
Yeah, you talked about it. Castle certainly a load. Now RV giving Castle a break, maybe looking to spread things out just a bit. First sight of Brody Dieter to the top of the screen. 3 receivers in total for RV. Marco takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Had some room in front of him, but a nice shoelace tackle by Ronil Romaine. And that'll bring up fourth down for RV. What will they do?
I'll tell you what, before answering that, it looks like they're bringing on the punt team, but if Romaine did not get him there, look at this. There was plenty of room there as you called it accurately, Stephen, a great shoestring tackle.
Marco probably hoping to see something similar to that later in the game. Next time he'll look to capitalize. But again, a great tackle by Ronnie Romaine, and the punt about to be sent away by RV.
That's good discipline by Union, not jumping off sides on all that shifting.
Absolutely. Punt by Dieter, high and in the sky. Union's Renique Dolores let it go into the end zone. Smart move by Renique. And now Union will see the ball for the first time early in this game with 8:54 left in the first quarter.
Well, you just mentioned Renique Dorilis, and he's a guy, he's a junior, and he's already had about 15 FBS offers, including Penn State. So they're going to try to get the ball in the hands of number one any way they can do it.
RV already out of the huddle on defense, showing how eager they are to show Union what they have in store. And now Union breaks the huddle as well, going with a similar look on offense.
Yeah, O'Malley King, a big junior, 6'5", 198 at quarterback, a dual threat.
O'Malley King receives the snap. Bubble pass to the right side, bottom of the screen. And Renique Dorilis takes it for a few, brings up second down.
O'Malley's pass out to the flat.
RV's Earl Powell, number 8, played off a block that time and just was able to chip the receiver.
Yeah, nice
slow
way to
him down.
fight. Absolutely, Mark. And another thing for O'Malley King, a nice way for him to start to feel good early, just a quick, high percentage pass, getting in the hands of a playmaker. He'll look to build off of that, hand off to number 3, Roniel Romaine. And Romaine sent out of bounds by number 20 of the defense, Ryle Tibbs. Tibbs showing his speed, getting sideline to sideline.
Boy, Powell again, number 8. Played off a block, got him to the outside, and really kept what could have been a big gain to about a 3-yarder.
Brings up 3rd down 4.
3rd down and 4. Union to the ball. Offset back to the top of the screen. H-back to the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Unique look from Union right here. And now the H-back in motion. O'Malley King looks to the top of the screen. Hits his receiver. First down on the play. Nice catch and run by Cedric Raymond right there. First down for Union.
Well, what they did was they put Dorelis in the slot. He went in there, cleared out some space, and then Raymond was able to get open and wide open on that.
Yeah, nice levels concept there from the offensive coordinator, creating open space for his man. And the guys got to execute it out on the field, and they did just that. First down for Union. Single receiver to the top and bottom of the screen, man in motion. Renique Dorilis was the man in motion. Handoff went to Roniel Romaine, and Romaine swallowed up for a gain of 1, if that. Actually, looks like they might have given him 2. 2nd and 8.
Chris Jones, excuse me, Stephen, right there you saw 14. Again, the RV players are playing off those blocks well, making that tackle.
Showing a nose for the football. Both of these defenses so far have been playing pretty well. Ronique Dorilis was in motion again, this time a handoff up the middle to number 26, Cordell Hinton. And Hinton nearly getting a first down. Tackled just shy. Sorry, Mark.
If Damian Peterson, number 1, doesn't get a piece of him, that's going to be a very long game. Peterson just got enough of him to bring him down. Or trip him up, really.
Just like we saw in the first possession for RV, when Nick Marco was tackled by a shoelace. Who knows what could have happened if he were able to get through that get to the third level of the defense. O'Malley King awaits the snap, and just then, timeout called by Union. First timeout called by them with 6:57 left in the first quarter. We'll go to break.
Whoever you are, whatever you like, there's a place where memories become traditions. So this summer, come on down and enjoy all that's fun at the shore. Plan today and book your vacation in America's greatest family resort. Ocean City, New Jersey. We're less than a tank of gas away.
Frozen cappuccino for Curtis. Mango smoothie for Curtis. Hey Curtis, strawberry banana smoothie.
That's me. No, this is so exciting.
Smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, and more. Made fresh just for you. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey, babe, wait. I think I got one more coming.
Back to the action with 6:45 left in the first quarter. O'Malley King awaits the snap. O'Malley King avoids pressure. Gets the first down. Very nifty moves there from O'Malley King to keep the drive alive for Union.
You know, his first read, he wanted to go to 26 Cordell Hintip, but excellent coverage by 21 Ryan Woodruff. King doing a very nice job improvising when his first read was covered. Didn't force the throw and got the first down.
Yeah, and that's something you really don't see a lot at the high school level. Usually when a quarterback doesn't see his first option, typically there's a sack. But O'Malley King able to use his athleticism to get away, create a play for Union. Handoff up the middle, goes for a big chunk.
Ball carried by Raniel Romaine.
Number 3, Raniel Romaine, continuing to chug his legs, starting to build some momentum for himself. Second down for Union.
You know, what I liked about Romaine on that was the fact that he read it. He didn't quite burst in the hole. He waited till his blocks opened up, took his time, and then got the 7-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, as an offensive coordinator, you'll take 7 yards from your running back every single time. This time, give to Dorillis. Dorillis able to avoid some trouble in the backfield, but still pushed out of bounds by number 14, Chris Jones, and Chris Jones continuing to find himself around the football.
Well, that time they put Dorillis in. He's been in motion all game, and they gave it to him on the jet sweep. What RV's going to have to watch is when they fake it on that jet sweep and then go from there. But as we said, they're going to get Dorillis the ball any possible way that they can.
That's what I love about these spread-type offenses is in the beginning, an offense will show you one thing, and as the game goes on, it begins to evolve, and as a defense, you have to stay honest, as you're saying, Mark, or else you'll catch yourself in deep, hot water. RV swarming to the football. Number 8 emerging from that pile, that's Earl Pugh. Earl Pugh sticking his nose in there, creating a tough situation for Union.
Official's time.
Official timeout.
Calling for a measurement.
Coach Garrett Lucas speaking with the head official, trying to get some clarification as to what's taking place. And the chains are coming out for a measurement. What do you think, Mark? You think he got it? Tough to say, right?
I think he did slightly. Whether he got it or not, they're going to go for it anyway.
Yeah, you'd be hard-pressed to think they're going to punt in this situation when they've got some good momentum, considering where they started. And the situation in the game, 0-0, 5:19 left in the first quarter.
Boy, Chris Jones, 14, has just been all over the place. Ever so slight.
Union looks to be keeping the offense out there, just as you and I said, Mark. Officials just placing the ball back on the proper hash mark so we can resume play.
Well, one thing we haven't seen is Well, we saw it one time, but I would be very wary of King's running ability here.
Yeah, he showed it a couple plays ago. His athleticism seems to trump a lot of others out on the field.
And this looks like they'll try a sneak or at least fake something because he's now under center for the first time.
That is true. First time under center for O'Malley King. He tries to push, but he's dragged back by number 99 of the defense, Malachi Hanbury. Hanbury, a returning starter for the RV defense.
Forward to the front. It's going to be close.
Hanbury making quite a play, but was it enough? Another close call, Mark.
It was just the inches that they needed, but wow, Hanbury shot that gap that time. And remember, King is 6'5", 198. He's not this light quarterback there.
He's got some girth to him, that's for sure. I believe we're going to go to a measurement again, but I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, Steven, it was inches that he just had to get.
Really, it's so close. So close, Mark.
Official time for a measurement.
Chain crew making their way back out again. What will be the determination? Both defenses really playing great today, and the determination is that RV made the stop. Turnover on downs. RV soon to begin their second possession of the day with 5:07 in the first quarter.
Hanbury at 6 foot and 250 pounds not only showed his strength because they couldn't push him back, but just his quickness in getting there first.
Yeah, bringing both of those assets together and showing his team that he's somebody to rely on that defense as the year goes on. So early on in the season here in week 0, the battle at the beach. It's been a great event so far. Things continuing to trend that way right now. RV and Nick Marco await the snap, hand off to number 12. That's Devin Duana, and Devin Duana finding some room up the sideline, far side of the field. Devin Duana sparking some fire into the RV offense.
You know what's funny? He had Castle in front of him leading the way. Watch 0. He doesn't even have to make a block right there. Oh, there he does. He does crush someone near the end, but for about the first 12 yards, and I think this is coming back.
Yeah, I was just going to say, as impressive as it was, it does seem to be coming back, and that is an unfortunate set of circumstances for RV. Not something that you would want to take place ever in a game, but especially on a huge play like that, really just takes the momentum right out of an offense.
And the flag was right around the line of scrimmage, so this should probably be like a second or a 1st and 20 now.
First down and 15.
Well, first and sticks for RV and Nick Marco.
Yeah, it's about 19.
What will they have up their sleeve? Try to remedy this situation.
That was amazing. He went about 15 yards before Castle had to even lay a block there.
Quite impressive indeed. Devin Duana might be somebody that RV looks to lean on as the game goes on. Fake to Duana. Nick Marco keeps it, lays a shoulder down, and does his absolute best to try to gain some of those yards back. But it'll still be second and about 15.
Marco did a great job because 56 Alberto Sandino
14.
actually almost overran the play, just got a hand on him, but not enough to really slow him down.
Yeah, Sandino nearly a bit eager there, doing just enough to halt in his tracks, grab some cloth, and bring down Marco. Fancy work from the defensive line of Union. Malachi Castle gets the handoff and brought down by number 21. A great form tackle by Ryan Woodruff. And Ryan Woodruff showing why he's a starter on defense.
7 yards.
Sheds the block meets a big running back in Malachi Castle and brings him right down to the ground. Castle, though, did explode out of that backfield. That's a great sign for RV.
There you see 21. That's actually Zion Lake that time on the tackle. And that's as good a one-on-one tackle as you're going to find, especially the fact that the Castle had so much momentum.
Yeah, that's teach tape right there. That's something that you'll see on Monday for sure in a defensive meeting. Coach is pointing that out and saying, this is how we want you guys to play the game. Third down. Nick Marco receives a snap. Whistles blow. Flags are down. We'll see what the call is.
Before it gets started.
False start on the offense.
False start. Takes it back 5 yards.
5 yards. Will be tacked on here for another 3rd and long situation. And RV just continuing to stab themselves in the foot
14.
whenever they start to build some momentum.
They have about 13 yards to go. Interesting, though, Marco looked pretty good running the ball. Let's see his mobility, maybe roll him out a little bit. You have a lot of room on this left side.
Don't think that would be a bad move, Mark. He does roll out voluntarily, looking to get it downfield, but swept out of bounds by tackler for Union number 26, Cordell Hinton. And Cordell Hinton showing that he's a player on both offense and defense.
Well, he had to roll out because number 3, Ronil Romaine, had the rush and forced him out of the pocket that time. Real explosive rush that time by Romaine.
Brody Dieter back to kick.
Yeah, and Romaine, another guy showing that he can do it on both sides. It's interesting. You see a lot on the high school level, guys showing the ability to make impacts on both sides of the ball. Dieter keeps it. Fake punt. Easy first down for RV. And more as he breaks a tackle. Finally taken out of bounds by number 12, Cedric Raymond. Pulling a trick out of the hat. RV on special teams making an impact play.
You know, I don't know if that was a set fake. I think that Dieter read it. There was just nobody on that right side. Remember, he's a guy, he can run with the ball. Remember last year, he had 595 receiving yards, so he's certainly a weapon there and an outstanding play.
As Coach Boone said, and remember the Titans, if you ain't reading, you're weeping.
We have another flag, though.
Dieter read it right there. But unfortunately, like Mark just mentioned, another flag for RV. Nearly impossible circumstances right now. 3 huge plays for RV now taken back by penalties. And it's just so tough to see. 4th and 11. And Dieter back to punt it again, and I'm sure he's not going to be able to pull off what he just did.
Well, notice how Union is shifting all to the left side there. They're not going to give him that area.
Protecting their blind spot. Impressive return there from Renique Durilis. Nearly passing all defenders for RV and taking it to the house. But finally brought to the ground by a tackler for RV. Not exactly sure who made that play there, but luckily they did, or else Renique Durilis would be standing in the end zone right now.
Well, that was why so many FBS schools won him. What a great juke he made right there, eluding 2 guys and splitting them up the middle.
2 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top for Union. O'Malley King receives the snap, hands it off. Ronil Romaine with a gain of about 4. Brings up 2nd and 6.
I mean, we're going to mention him a lot, but Chris Jones, 6'2", 205 senior linebacker, again on the tackle. He's just been all over the place.
Proving to be the leader of the defense right now, Chris Jones.
Of course, he had 76 tackles last year, so what he's doing is no surprise.
Yeah, no small feat. O'Malley King takes the snap, and Hanbury, along with number 50, that would be Josh Graper, there to make the tackle.
I'll tell you what, Hanbury at 250 is just showing outstanding quickness. There you see the end of the play there.
Brings up third down.
Great team effort there, but no doubt about it, Hanbury really a load, along with a nimble defensive lineman. That's tough to defend. O'Malley King looking for anybody to get the ball to, but a flag down.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a motion. I don't know.
Flag on the play.
Union's pointing toward RV. We'll see.
Waiting the call on the field, and we're nearing the end of the first quarter here with 47 seconds left. Score 0-0.
Yeah, it was a motion. Illegal motion that time.
Good call there, Mark. Illegal motion, the call. Brings up fourth down for Union, and they are in a punt formation. See if they try to reciprocate what RV just did to them. Renique Darilis back to punt it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Darilis certainly a threat.
Darilis receives the snap, does punt it. Tough punt right there, but does get a good roll. Arrives just shy of the 30-yard line, and RV will take over with 33 seconds left in the first quarter.
Darnelson Romaine. RV takes over.
Got about a 10-yard roll, which really helped them on that.
Yeah, gracious roll. Something a punter always wants to see. Thank the punter gods. And hope on the next one you send it away just a bit better.
One thing I wouldn't mind seeing, Steve, is Castle going out in the flat as a receiver.
That would be quite interesting. Get him out in the flat. Castle, the man you just mentioned, chugging away,
Castle.
showing that he will not be denied.
Josh Graper, number 50 that time, 6'2", 265, the right guard with just a blowout block to open up some room for there.
Yeah, Castle ought to be thanking his man up front, telling him, you continue to set blocks up like that, I'll continue to run as hard as I possibly can. Second down for RV, Nick Marco. Awaited the snap, and just like that, that's the end of the first quarter here in this matchup between Rancocas Valley and the Union Farmers. Score 0-0 as we await the second quarter.
Sixth Street Pizza and Grill is open daily from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. weekdays and 11 until 10 on weekends at 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, right at Gillian's Wonderland Pier. 6th Street Pizza and Grill not only serves varieties of delicious pizza, but hot and cold subs, salads, hot dogs, and their special Angus burgers. And they have free delivery and daily specials. Phone 6th Street Pizza and Grill, 609-525-0022. 6th Street Pizza and Grill, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City.
What makes a Wawa Club? Is it the crispy bacon on the turkey BLT? The endless layers of flavor of the buffalo chicken salad? Or is it a secret handshake? Nah. At Wawa, there's a club for everyone. Find yours today.
Back to the action here at Carey Stadium in Ocean City, New Jersey for this fantastic three-day event, Battle at the Beach. Things have been, for lack of a better term, kicking off fantastically, and we hope for that to continue over this next day and a half. Later on tonight, IMG Academy taking on St. Joe's Prep of Philadelphia. That one will be on ESPN too. Make sure you tune in there. But right now, RV taking on Union, and we've got a great one on our hands.
Flag on the play.
Just as RV looks to get things going in the second quarter, flag is down.
Yeah, they're having some problems with some motion there.
Yeah, you got to hold your water, as coaches would say. Wait for that man to get completely in motion.
Oh, I thought it was on RV. Here it goes.
Oh, I did as well, but we should not have assumed,
Official signals RV first down.
because the official signals first down for the Red Devils. And now Nick Marco looking to the sideline, awaiting the call. What do you think they'll dial up here, Mark?
I think they will hand the ball off. They have not passed on. I don't know if they've passed on first down yet.
Well, you were right earlier when you called the bootleg for Marco, although it didn't look like it was necessarily called in the huddle. We'll see what they do here. Snap to Marco. Marco hands it off. Mark, you're 2 for 2. Handoff up the middle goes for just a few. Some late action taking place down the field. No flags fly.
Yeah, that was Monty Wilson, and what I liked about what Wilson did that time was he saw there was not an immediate hole. He read his block, took his time, and really made the most out of that in a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, but that's the first we've seen of him all day. Got to wonder if they're going to continue to splice things up. Give Castle a rest, Marco as well, because as this game weans on, if they continue to take the majority of the carries, they will tire out. Second down, snap to Marco. Hands it off to the man in motion, and again, number 12 surging upfield for the Red Devils, Devin Dwana, who we saw break one up the far sideline in the first quarter, although that one came back on a penalty.
Zion Lake made a tackle that time, or it would have been worse.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of close tackles today, shoelace tackles like we mentioned, where if those don't take place, there might be some points up on the board. So for these defenses, just got to continue to stay hungry, fly to the ball, and make plays. First down.
Dwana's looked very strong here today.
Yes, he has. Castle also looking quite strong here today. Gain of 5 on that carry. Just floating to the second level. Tough to bring down a guy like that who's so top heavy and also has legs thick as a tree trunk.
The left guard, Nassim Curry, number 53, 6 foot 220 senior, just obliterated his man and gave Castle that running room.
Again, Castle receiving rewards because of the work taking place up front from the linemen in the trenches. 2nd and 5. Marco with Castle to his right. 2 men to the top of the screen. Marco fumbles the snap. Luckily retains the ball, but brought down to the ground by number 24, Brian Asinat. The junior fullback and linebacker could smell that ball, I'm sure, but Marco doing just enough to get on top of it.
You know, Marco actually thought about picking that up and running, and that's when you can get in some real trouble there. But he couldn't get a clean grip on it and then fell. But I think he was thinking of running.
Yeah, in a situation like that, you're really just expected to turtle up, get on that ball, and make sure you can live to fight another down. 2nd down. Another fumble for RV. This time, Eric Smith lands on it. And Eric Smith was the man in motion, mistimed motion there. The ball hit him in the chest, and Mark, you mentioned it. There's been some issues on motion previously on this drive and on other drives for RV. They've got to get that corrected.
They do. They've also had some success when they've put Dwana in motion. That's been their most successful, among their most successful running plays here today.
Fourth and 9, punt team out. For RV, Dieter, back to punt it.
I'm not sure if I want to put it anywhere near Dorillis.
Yeah, that could be dangerous.
And that's exactly, he was actually angling for the corner there. He didn't want Dorillis to touch it. Got an okay bounce there, but I'd rather have a short punt than give Dorillis an open field to return it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't hate that move there either, Mark, because you put it in the hands of Dorillis and you never know what could take place because that man's got electric speed. Union Farmers now take the field for another offensive possession, and they'll hope to make some things happen with O'Malley, King, and gang. Because right now, nothing really going for these offenses.
Well, you know, one of the things, we haven't seen him look at Dorillis that much as a receiver. They've put him in motion. Now he's in the slot. Remember, he clears out some area when he's in that slot, and now he's in motion.
Dorillis in motion, just like you said, Mark. O'Malley King was back to pass, but a flag down on the play.
Well, I think Dorillis turned up the field before the ball was snapped.
Yeah. Sometimes so tough when you're athletic and so speedy to halt and stop on a dime to avoid going off sides or creating that illegal procedure. And that'll push him back. Union still retains the ball, and O'Malley King arrives at the huddle with the call. Backed up here, Mark. You got to expect them to pass the ball just like they look to do on that last play.
One play that's going to be open for O'Malley King is a draw play eventually in this game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You continue to spread out the field, and O'Malley King keeps his eyes on those linebackers. They don't stay honest. He can find a lot of room right up the middle of the field. But that time, number 3 for the Farmers, Ronil Romaine, did not find a lot of room and was brought down to the ground by number 11. First time we're hearing from Gavin Keys on the day, senior, 6'2", 210. Big load of his own. And now second and long, backed up near their own end zone is Union. O'Malley King gets the snap, back to pass. Pumped, moves down to the bottom of the screen, flicks it. And I don't think it was brought in by his receiver, and not only that, but there are flags down on the field.
Well, the first flag was for a holding back there. The second, I don't know if he was over the line of scrimmage when he attempted that pass.
We will await the call from the officials. There has been a lot of laundry on the field today. And you got to expect that in week 0. These teams still trying to work out a lot of the kinks. I mean, it's not a preseason game because it does count on the record, but you'd almost have to consider it one, just given the fact that these kids haven't had that much time all summer to put this together.
Well, it counts very much for your power ratings, especially if you get a win over a respected Group 5 program, which both of these are. I think there are 2 different penalties here.
And that's why I think head official is heading over to Coach Garrett Lucas to straighten things out. While we have a moment, I'd like to shout out our officials in this game. We have referee Scott Campbell, umpire Jim Puterback, line judge Mike Walcott, linesman Dennis Jablonowski, back judge Nick Rispo, side judge Nick Walcott, and clock operator Mick Caswell.
Jim Puterback, by the way, the former longtime Overbrook basketball coach. It's been officiating for quite a long time.
Gotta love to see that, people staying close to the game, and that's why I think there's such a strong culture around football in South Jersey and Jersey all across the board in particular.
Another 5, and lost it down, brings up 3rd down and 20.
Things finally sorted out, and it turns out that Union gets sent further back towards their own end zone. So, Mark, I'm not exactly sure if you were able to determine what actually took place. I was not able to really figure it out, given the fact that we're up here and don't have access to that. But
I think it was a legal pass, and there was a loss of down there, and then they declined the other one.
King back, launches it, has a receiver, but just over the hands of number 12, Cedric Raymond. And if Cedric Raymond got his hands on that, there's no doubt that the first points of the board would be for Union, and they would be.
Look at the laser. That's a laser by O'Malley King that he threw.
Really just out of the reach of Cedric Raymond. Cedric Raymond has to be licking his chops, hoping that he has another opportunity to get that.
That ball was just simply overthrown, but it shows you the arm strength of King.
And the 21, Ryan Woodward, back to receive it.
And now Rennie Dorillis back to punt.
Remember, he didn't punt well last time.
Not a great punt this time either. Making its way to the 40, and RV will start with favorable field position with 7:17 left in the first half. Score still 0-0. These teams looking to put some points on the board, but both of these defenses holding strong.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Steven, play action on first down would get somebody open here if you're RV.
Yeah, and that's the type of action that I was mentioning earlier, is you start to set one thing up, and they've been setting up a lot of those pistol draws and pistol fakes with the quarterback, Nick Marco, and letting him get outside and sending men in motion and playing those jet sweeps. Now you got to start to counteract off of that. Hand up off the middle. Malachi Castle spinning, getting just about 5 yards. But a gain of 4 will bring up second and 6.
Cordell hitting 26 on the tackle, and he was just dragged the last couple of yards by Castle there.
Castle will wear on a defense. And I think it's still a bit early to say that he has done that just yet. But if they continue to feed him, it will happen.
Now he's out of the game, and Jameer Bellamy, another one of these fleet running backs, is in the game. It gives him a different look.
Bellamy receives the handoff. Bellamy tracked down from behind by number 24, Eddie Yarngo. And Eddie Yarngo doing a great job getting across that play. Really not a play you're expected to make if you're Yarngo, but tracking the man from behind is very impressive.
Even though Bellamy's only 160, he actually broke an arm tackle that time, gained a few extra yards.
Well, if you're going to continue to get handed the ball and expect to get carries, you got to break arm tackles as a running back. So glad to see Bellamy has the ability to do that. Third down here. What will RV draw up? Castle. That's what they draw up. Handoff right up the pipe. Castle looks to be shy of the first down. We'll see if RV keeps the offense out on the field. It is
there's
fourth
no
down.
question they'll keep it on the field.
Brings up 4th down and 1.
Getting right back onto the ball. Loaded to the bottom of the screen.
Well, they forced them into Union into taking a timeout. It's a good job by RV getting up there quickly.
You know what I liked about that formation, Mark, is they had the 2 receivers to the top of the screen, 4 linemen, including that tight end, making the 4th lineman on the bottom. They could easily set Castle up as a lead blocker, have Marco follow him. There was not a soul on the bottom of the screen here. So if you're RV, maybe look to see if they give you that opportunity again. And if you're Union, you got to cover up that blind spot.
I'll tell you one thing. Everyone's expecting Castle to get this on 4th and 1. Not play action, but if you fake it to him and roll out. But I don't think they're going to fool around here.
I don't think they're going to put it in the
territory. I think they're just going to give it to him and tell him get the yard.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, Castle's the obvious choice here, I believe. But I do think that they could get fancy and see. We'll see how they line up too.
Well, they're lining up with. It looks like Castle as a lead blocker, and also number 5, Monty Wilson back there. So, Castle can act as an extra lineman. There's no question about that. So we'll see.
Yeah, a lot of choices for RV. Union breaking their huddle and making their way to the ball. 4th and short. Marco was under center, hands it off to Castle, who is lined up as the fullback, and Castle kind of drifting towards the bottom of the screen, but continued to surge forward just enough, it seems.
Officials are taking a look.
But no clarification yet, as there is a man down for the Union Farmers.
Well, 51, Enoch Ananoran really got in on that play right away. And really, many backs, it would have been a loss right there, but Castle just kept plowing away.
Yeah, because of that size that Castle has, it's tough to bring him down on first contact, and he just kept leaning forward. And like I was saying, kind of drifting down that line and continuing to do just enough to get forward while he did that. But again, we have a man down for Union, so we'll take a break.
Frozen cappuccino for Curtis. Mango smoothie for Curtis. Hey Curtis, strawberry banana smoothie.
That's me. No, this is so exciting.
Smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, and more. Made fresh just for you. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey, babe, wait. I think I got one more coming.
Glad to see captain number 55, Zach Menon, for the Farmers make his way back to his feet and nearing their sideline. Never want to see anybody get injured ever in any event. So glad to see him make his way back to the sideline. RV, first down. Man in motion. Marco received the snap, then handed off to number 5, Montre Wilson, another running back on the day for RV. They're really starting to mix it up now.
Enoch again on that tackle. He is just really quick at 275 pounds.
Yeah, similar to Hanbury for RV. Two big guys right in the middle of the defense. And that's a large reason why there's 0 points on the board for either team, because they are a force. And it starts right there in the trenches. And if you can't get things going because of that, it's going to be a long day. 2nd and 10. Marco in the shotgun. Nearly jumped off sides. Did number 52 of the defense. But no flag down. And Montre Wilson now getting a push from his teammates. Montre Wilson, I don't even think his feet were on the ground as things continued down the field. But his teammates came and did the rest. And now 3rd and short for RV.
And Wilson at 185, there you see him, and now there's the pushing that goes along there. Duana, number 12, right prominently there.
Yeah, Duana not only making things happen when he has the ball in his hand, but showing that he's a great teammate and getting in there and doing the dirty work. First down, chains did move for RV. Marco, snap, hand off to Wilson. Wilson nearly trips up, but continues to stay on his feet. Flag down after Wilson looked to gain of about 8 on the play.
Well, he showed great balance, as you called it, Stephen. Tripped up there and was able to keep his balance. That flag was thrown late.
I can say, too, as a former toter of the rock, when you feel your foot get caught in the carpet like that, because they are playing on this turf, you gasp. Your heart nearly falls out of your chest because you don't want to fall and look stupid when you got the ball in your hand.
Penalty is holding on RANCOCAS Valley. Brings the ball back 10 yards.
Flag on RANCOCAS Valley will send them back. So despite the work there from Montre Wilson and gang, something funny took place. Ref saw it. Flag down. 1st and 15. Malachi Castle receives the handoff right up the middle. And Castle nearly gains all that penalty yardage back. And will bring up about 2nd and 11.
You love how patient Castle is. He just doesn't burst the hole. He's just taking his time, reads his blocks. And you're right, he got a 10-yard gain that time.
A lot of the carries that Castle received last year, too, were he was lined up in a 3-point stance right behind quarterback Kevin Burr, who, as you mentioned, has moved on. He's throwing javelin now in college. But he didn't have a lot of opportunity to move in space, and this year it looks like they're giving him much more room to operate, and it's paying off in dividends because he's starting to really lean on this defense. Castle with the fake, and Devin Duana tries to make a man miss, but a great job of bringing Duana down to the ground by Casey McDowell. And Duana, with only a gain of a few there, will bring up 3rd down.
That's a great read by McDowell that time because they put him in motion and he did get open, had a little space, and then great tackle by McDowell.
RV breaking the huddle. 3rd and 5. And you got to believe they can sniff the end zone right here.
Well,
desperate to score some points before this first half.
I think this is 2 downs here, so they're going to give it, yep.
Castle got the handoff. Rolling, stumbling and bumbling through the defense. And as I was mentioning, time is winding down here in the first half. We have 1:50 exactly to play, and RV looking to score their first points of the game on the doorstep of the end zone.
Wow, 24 Brian Ecknott really shot the gap, had a chance at making like a shoestring tackle, but Castle just shrugged that one off.
Yeah, Castle playing very impressive ball thus far. And now Castle, got to think, trying to get his air, although usually they say air's at the top. But right now, you got to think he's tired. I mean, he's been relied on a lot in this game so far.
Yeah, there was an illegal shift that time.
Yeah, and it'll bring up 3rd and 10. So now the work gets tougher for RV. And they get just a little bit further from scoring those first points of the game.
One matchup I've been watching, they've had Doralis covering Dieter a lot of times here. They flank Dieter outside.
Yeah, I call that best on best because both of those guys could very well be considered the best athletes on the field for either team. So if you're RV, you want Dieter wherever Doralis goes, and vice versa.
One thing you may want to consider is maybe, because they've had him outside a lot, maybe putting him in the slot. Maybe trying to open up some areas. We have a timeout.
Yeah, I was just going to say, RV calls the timeout, and they will discuss things further. And just like you're saying, Mark, a lot of options for them, so we'll see what they pull out of the playbook. We will go to break.
Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, is a popular summer destination. Gillian's will be open until 9:30 this weekend and through Labor Day weekend, and they'll give you a chance to enjoy their amusement rides every weekend in September. The summer continues through September at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at gillians.com. You can see the complete conversation with legendary coaches Paul Rodeo and Paul Sacco from Iliano's Ristorante in Hamilton by going to primeevents.net.
Timeout is over. RV breaks their huddle as Union already was on their way to the football. 3rd and 10. And Mark, we were talking about it before we head to break. What will RV draw up here?
Well, they have Eric Smith in the slot. He's a guy you've got to look for, number 18.
Marco looked to the top of the screen, but then looks back down, has Castle, and Castle could walk into the end zone. Touchdown, RV. Castle with his first reception of the game. And Mark, you had talked about it earlier. When will we see Castle used as a receiver? And right there.
Look, they set everything up to go to the left, and that's where the defense went, and the right side was all there.
That was a spectacular play by Rancocas Valley, and it paid dividends for their first touchdown of the game.
And by the way, 52, Braden Smith with a nice little closing block near the end, although Castle was headed toward the end zone probably anyway, but the Red Devils strike first.
They do indeed. And will Union have time to answer with 1:10 left in the first half? Looks like Renique Doralis jumped off sides there, and that will move Rancocas Valley just a bit closer.
Now they'll go for 2, I think, here now.
Yeah, because of that penalty, it does seem that they will bring the offense out.
I don't think they'll do it this closely, Stephen, but I'm telling you, if you fake the ball to Castle and then roll out, you're going to have some room here.
That would be a moxie move. But it looks like they will just give it to Castle. And Castle continuing to chug those legs, but no determination, and there's your determination right there. Castle passes the threshold for 2. Score 8-0 in favor of Rancocas Valley as they go up on the Union Farmers. And just like that, at Wawa, they have you covered with delivery, curbside, and order ahead options in the Wawa app. No matter what your day looks like, Wawa, how you want to Wawa. Download the Wawa app today.
For over 25 years, Iliano's Ristorante has brought classic family-style dishes crafted with only the finest and freshest ingredients to fill your stomach and warm your heart. Now a new generation of ownership will continue Iliano's classic approach to Italian dining while also adding some current touches. They offer an extensive menu of homemade pastas, pizza, and daily specials, something for everyone at every age. Iliano's, 705 12th Street in Hamilton, has everything you need for lunch and dinner. And they can help you with your catering needs. Reach out through events.ilianos@gmail.com or contact them through Facebook or Instagram. Diners in Hamilton have known Iliano's for decades. For the rest of you, it's worth the trip.
Eight nothing is your score with 1:10 left here in the second quarter as Jamison Hollander sends it away for the Red Devils, and Hollander with a bit of a squib kick. Corralled by number 24, Brian Asinat, and the Union Farmers with 1:09 will try to do their best to score some points of their own.
Couldn't have asked for a better result on that from RV, the dangerous returners. You get the ball to the 27-yard line.
No, you really couldn't. And I just want to go back to that touchdown play by Malachi Castle and gang, because those type of plays at a high school level are so tough to set up. Everyone has to do their job. There can't be any errors, and they did their job to a T, and that's why score is 8-0 in favor of Rancocas Valley. Man, swarming to the ball, Chris Jones, Malachi Hanberry, and others.
Well, Hanberry, 99, not only forced it back in the middle, but then came in and helped on the tackle. Hurry up here for Union.
Ooh, guys did get off the field for both teams, but then movement before the snap took place, and I believe it will be.
RV called timeout.
I thought the movement was on Union, but just like that, it seems as if RV got a timeout before anything took place.
Yeah, Union lucked out because 12, who we're looking at right there, Duana, was way ahead there before the snap.
Yeah, that would have been on Union for sure. We will stick around right now as this timeout, again, was called by RV. So RV will look to catch their breath, come up with a defensive plan, and Union, now the job gets tougher. 46 seconds left. What do they draw up?
Well, you maybe not be conservative, but you've got to watch it too. You've got to always be wary of a turnover here.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to give RV another opportunity, because you want to at least get out of this first half with the score being 8-0.
I know I've been calling for it. Maybe this isn't the time, but wouldn't mind seeing King on a quarterback draw when that middle opens up.
O'Malley King with a back to his right. That back receives the ball, and that back slashes through the first level, stumbles up about 2 yards shy of the first down. That was number 4, Amar Kelly, and I do believe that was Amar Kelly's first carry of the game. Trying his best to make the most of it, but third down and 3.
Gain of about 6 brings up third down and 4.
3rd and 4 to be exact.
I'll tell you, Union's taking its time with 14 seconds on the clock here.
Yeah, and you got to wonder where that.
Maybe they won't run a play even.
Maybe they're just content with getting out of here, like I mentioned, 8-0. but you would think that they would do their best to keep the foot on the gas and at least try to make something happen. But just like that, that's the end of the first half with your score 8-0 in favor of the Rancocas Valley Red Devils. We will be back with second half action shortly. Do not go anywhere. Talk to you soon.
If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that will fit most any budget, plus condominiums, townhouses, and commercial buildings. Get your ideas together and take them to Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, or phone 609-398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality. Prime Events receives continuous support from Shoppy's Trophies and Gifts. Order online at Shoppy.com. Calvi Electric, with over 110 years of excellence in electrical contracting. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, amusements with a family in mind on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Shore True Value Hardware, they're ready to help on New Road in Summers Point. Johnson's Famous Popcorn, open all year on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Blue Water Graphics, if you need signs, you need Captain Charlie. And Ulmer's Appliances, a family-owned and operated business in Cape May County for 50 years.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Mmm, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa.
Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?
Welcome back, folks, to the Battle at the Beach here from Ocean City, New Jersey at Carey Stadium. My name is Steven Anderson, joined by my broadcast partner, Mark Narducci, and we have a good one on our hands right now. The score 8-0 in favor of the Rancocas Valley Red Devils. They are taking on the Union Farmers. Mark, we talked about a few things at halftime, one of them being Malachi Castle, such a source of energy for the Red Devils on offense, and we talked about a few guys on the offense that we're about to see for the Farmers, in particular Renique Dorillis and Ronneal Romaine. What more do we have to see out of them and O'Malley King at quarterback for them to really get something?
Just 1 for 2 for 10 yards. Meanwhile, Castle has not been overworked. Again, unofficially 9 carries, but he's got 49 yards, and of course, he had that 20-yard touchdown reception as well.
Do is run the ball, then RV is going to key on that, and they're going to load the box, and it's going to be really tough to do so. So you got to get O'Malley King out of the pocket, let him use his receivers, even just those quick high-percentage passes like we saw very early on in the game, the very first play, in fact, I think would really start to get the Union offense going.
Yeah, and led by linebacker Chris Jones, RV has not allowed them to consistently get outside, and that's their bread and butter.
Kick about to be sent away by Jamison Hollander, and Jamison Hollander with another squib kick. He does a very good job of sending those directional kicks to the second level, but a good job as well by number 23 for the Farmers, Eric Reyes. Eric Reyes getting on top of that one, securing the ball. First down coming up for Union.
Tell you, that middle RV defensive line has done a good job just stuffing the middle up. Now, obviously, Union has the speed to break things to the outside, but they've been pretty sure tackling as well.
Yeah, leading the charge on that end is Malachi Hanberry, number 99. He's a problem inside for not just this Union offensive line, but for all offensive lines coming up in RV's schedule.
Well, you have Hanberry at 250, and then you have Castle right next to him as your right defensive end. Pretty hard to push those guys aside.
Things sorted out. O'Malley King gets a snap, and he looks to pass. Finds his receiver outside to the bottom of the screen. Number 12 doing a great job of breaking that first tackle. Cedric Raymond with the catch and run will bring up second down.
Well, Raymond had the only catch in the first half, and as we said, they've got to do a job of getting Dorillis the ball.
Yeah, and that initial tackle attempt was by number 16, Isaiah Nazir, and Nazir just needs to break down, chop those feet, and stay in front of the ball carrier as opposed to running right past him and trying to grab cloth. And speaking of grabbing cloth, ball carrier for Union is breaking several arm tackles, finally brought down to the ground, and that's number 3, Ronneal Romaine. And we talked about him in the open. Ronneal Romaine chugging along.
Watch 54 right there. Look at that, holding him up there. Kevin DeSer, the left tackle, he really made that one possible.
And Mark, you've done a terrific job all game thus far of really pointing out those dirty work plays, and that was such a seal right there, really taking care of his man and guaranteeing some space for the ball carrier. First down for Union. They'll look to capitalize on that huge play right there. Ball just shy of the 25-yard line. O'Malley King awaits the snap, sends a man in motion. That man in motion halted and went out for a pass, received the ball. Some work right there. Big thud.
Isaiah Nazir right there had the initial hit.
Yeah, that was not to get there in time and finish the play.
See how the pass is opening everything up?
Absolutely.
After 2 attempts in the first half, 2 on this drive.
Yep. O'Malley King brought down that little high-low tactic by the defense. First there on the ball.
Excellent job, and Jones has had a big game today.
Did a great job at keeping that outside shoulder clean, because that's how you set the edge, force everything back inside, and that's where your teammates are going to be awaiting to make the tackle. Third down. Definitely not an easy situation here for Union as they kind of broke the huddle and now will re-enter the huddle. O'Malley King with the call.
Keep in mind Dorillis on a jet sweep. Now he's in the slot.
This double pistol look. It's the only way I could explain it. And O'Malley King was looking to pass, but a whistle blown. And you could only begin to imagine what would have taken place there if they would have let the play go, because he had time to throw it. Awaiting the call. Doesn't really seem to be any where's it going, but referee gives us the call. There's a legal procedure on Union. Didn't seem like anybody in the crowd really knew which side of the ball that call was on. Turns out to be on Union, and they will be facing a 3rd and 10 because of it.
Well, the reason those people were open, I think RV stopped immediately when they heard the whistle.
That very well could be the case, Mark. That's a good point. 3rd and 10. Snap. Fake handoff. Pass. Thrown and incomplete. O'Malley King put it right on the hands of his receiver, Raymond. But Raymond this time unable to tuck it.
He had Dorillis, who had a step on the left outside running toward the end zone.
So tough when you miss those opportunities. Not sure if we'll get a replay of it or not, Mark. But sometimes as a quarterback, when you see that first receiver and he's open, you just, as an instinct, you get rid of it. But Renique Dorillis probably goes back to the huddle and lets O'Malley King know that that is a look to go back to.
They'll probably roll him out here on 4th down.
4th and 10, back up against the wall. O'Malley King launches it, gives his receiver an opportunity for the touchdown. Dirty work there from Renique Dorillis. Dorillis creating that separation by just a step. Ball falls right into his hands, as you'll see on the replay, Mark. Take it away.
The coverage wasn't that bad, but here's what happened, Stephen. He was just as open on the play before on the left side. So what they did, they put him on the right side, had him on the go route again, and he makes the touchdown.
You run those routes on air in practice, and you practice it over and over again, those fade routes in particular. And O'Malley King and Dorillis doing their best to make that practice pay off.
Timeout, Union.
With that touchdown. Beautiful connection there. Beautiful connection.
21 yards. You know, it's interesting. Dorillis had 18 receptions last year, just 1 touchdown. I think he's going to be a lot more active
in the scoring department
this year. Now, again, remember, he was held without a catch in the first half. They only attempted the 2 passes. A whole different team when the pass set everything else up here in the 3rd quarter.
Pass always opens up the run, and the run always opens up the pass. That's why offense is such a beautiful thing, because one aspect feeds off the other, and you gotta play to both of those strengths, especially if your quarterback can launch it like he did. That ball was on a rope, right into the Dorillis' hands.
3 for 4 for 35 yards in that drive. And again, remember that first completion in the drive, the 9-yard completion to Raymond, that set everything up, because then they had the run on the next play where Romaine gained 35.
Union going to go for 2. O'Malley King in that shotgun look that we've seen all day. Faked the handoff to Dorillis, and ball was batted down by number 34. First we've heard of David Godbolt all day, and Godbolt could have very well just made the biggest play of the game, keeping RV ahead by 2 points. Score is 8-6 in favor of the Red Devils.
There was the end of it that time. But I think if you're Union, you have to be encouraged by that drive. They opened things up.
And they operated quickly as well. Still 8:32 left.
Got receivers open.
Before Union is set to kick the ball off to RV, I would love to mention our sponsor, Wawa. Whatever hoagie you prefer, Wawa hoagies are made just for you. Gotta have a Wawa. We will be right back.
What makes a Wawa Club? Is it the crispy bacon on the turkey BLT? The endless layers of flavor of the buffalo chicken salad? Or is it a secret handshake? Nah. At Wawa, there's a club for everyone. Find yours today.
And welcome back. Points were just scored by Union on that last drive. Unfortunately, they were not able to convert on the 2-point conversion. Ball batted down by number 34, David Godbolt. And ball sent away to Brody Dieter. And Brody Dieter with some early jukes, but not really able to get away from the swarm of Farmer tacklers.
There is a flag on the play.
And the flag is down, one of many that we've seen so far on the day.
Well, just as Dorillis, we said they had to get the ball in his hand, and we mentioned it before, Stephen. Dieter, you want to... I don't think if they're going to keep Dieter out wide and they have Dorillis on him, it's going to be very hard to get him the ball. As I said before, I'd maybe move him around, put him in motion, put him in the slot, as we have a hold here on that return.
Hold on the return, but I can't dispute your point, Mark, because just as we talked about that offense of the Farmers, it's the same thing on the other side for RV, because if you just continue to lean on Castle and the Farmers continue to feel that momentum that their offense just built for them, they're going to start to key in on Castle, swarm to that ball. You've got to get guys like Dieter involved, and even those other running backs that we saw, Montre Wilson, Damian Peterson, somebody that can make an impact on offense, Jameer Bellamy, Montre Wilson.
Yeah, there's one big difference. King is a more accomplished passer, and that's nothing against Marco. King's the guy that played a lot last year.
Marco gets the snap, hands it off to Montre Wilson, whose name I did just mention twice for those of you listening when I listed off the secondary backs for RV. I was so excited about him, I listed him twice. Second down. Not much on that carry for Wilson.
8 yards.
And a great job, just like
these guys are both teams are fast on defense, and that's why we're not seeing a lot of running to the outside that's successful. A lot of Castle's runs have come up the middle.
Montre Wilson, and he does for just a couple, but will bring up third down and 5.
24 Essenot overran the play this time, or else it would have been, there he is right there, overran it, but again, turned it.
So tough for these teams to get outside. They really are just able to operate up the middle and in the passing game, and even when they're operating in the passing game, it's still tough to get outside.
McDowell now on Dieter on the outside left side.
Third down, big play here for Rancocas Valley. Swing pass out to the bottom of the screen. Montre Wilson makes the first guy miss and is brought down by 2. First man up on his feet is Daniel Collin for the defense.
Well, what they did was they put Dieter, had him go to the middle to clear that area. There was some room there, but again, collapsing on defense very quickly is Union.
And we're getting a heavy dose of Montre Wilson on this drive, and you got to wonder if that's RV's attempt to kind of open up their offense a little bit and become more of a speedy team as opposed to operating like a train and continuing to hand the ball off to Malachi Castle up the middle. Dieter, the guy that we would like to see get more involved for RV, is back to punt. And earlier on, I mean, Mark, maybe one of the best plays of the game that wasn't to be. Dieter took a fake punt for nearly 40 yards and a first down for his team, and then it was sent back on a penalty. This one travels out of bounds through the air. So now Union, who we just saw minutes ago, score their first touchdown of the game, has an opportunity with 5:52 left in the third to do the same and take a lead on Rancocas Valley for the first time in this game.
Remember the first drive, threw the ball for that 9-yard gain to open up the half to Raymond? I would try to do that again.
Yeah, it got things going right away for Union, and I think that might be a great option for them to do the same on this drive. 1 receiver to the bottom of the screen, 2 to the top, offset back to the left with that H-back to the bottom of the screen as well. O'Malley King drops back, has time, throws to his receiver at the top of the screen, but just over his head, number 11, Casey McDowell, not able to make the catch.
Well, what happened? He threw that ball way too late. Watch, you'll see McDowell raise his hand there right there, see?
Yeah,
And the ball's thrown a little late, so
Yeah.
you got to get it out a little quicker.
That's a timing route too, and at this level, you're not necessarily able to develop that timing and that chemistry. So, as O'Malley King's looking around, he doesn't see him right away. Tough to capitalize.
That's one of the toughest throws too. That long, deep out that you really have to have the arm strength.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. 2nd and 10. O'Malley King barking, gets the snap, gives it off, and his man continuing to get pushed out to the sideline. Just a gain of a couple, and flag does fly. Roniel Romaine was the ball carrier.
I think there was a clip there, or it's definitely against Union.
Just able to get outside of Malachi Castle there was Romaine, but still a great job of pursuing by the defense. And like you said, Mark, this one looked to be on Union, and that is the call.
Well, it was holding, not a clip.
Yeah, not a clip.
Yeah.
2nd down, 20.
So that holding call will send them back 10 yards, and it will be 2nd and 20. Just like that, Union in a tough position to make something happen for themselves behind the sticks.
I would have Doralis go toward the middle.
Yeah, we haven't really heard from Doralis in a little bit, and we'll see him right here on that screen pass. Doralis receives it from O'Malley King and was brought down by Malachi Castle. Malachi Castle's all over the field. Just going to say it right now, probably the standout player of this game.
Well, when you have a defensive end making tackles downfield the way, and this is not the first time he's done it here today.
He's playing lights out today, is Malachi Castle. And as this game weans on, we'll see if he's able to keep that up.
See, that's a good job by Union, though. They didn't want to get it all in one chunk. They're looking for that eight yards. Now it's about 11 yards to go here on 3rd down.
Yeah, making it semi-manageable as opposed to where they were on that last down. O'Malley King looking to the sideline with some confusion, awaiting an answer from his coaches, an answer of what we are sat here to wonder. O'Malley King got the snap. Did he get it off in time? Was a timeout called? What's the situation?
Offside.
Offsides on the defense. I was not expecting that to be the call. Not going to lie. Things were taking so long. O'Malley King looked to be semi-frustrated. Thought it was going to end up being a call on Union.
3rd down, 7.
Now you have, it's 3rd and 7. Now you have 2 plays to get that 7 yards. So big difference here.
You know what I think I would like to see right here? Bootleg to the top of the screen. 2 receivers, he has the option. That's exactly what they do. O'Malley King sets his feet, fires, put that ball out of bounds, and another flag on the field.
Number 11, Casey McDowell. Something new. There's a flag on the play.
Wow, we've had a lot of holding calls here
Yeah,
today.
it's really, there's been a ton of flags down on the field. And I did make reference to it earlier, but it's just tough when you're playing this early in the season. These teams still trying to figure some things out, work out the kinks, get in shape. So sometimes, especially in the trenches, you get a little lazy, grab some cloth, and the referee sees it.
This is interesting. RV declined it. I'm surprised because Union is in territory. I thought maybe Union might try to go for it here.
That is an interesting call, and with Doralis back to punt, such a weapon, but just kicked it away. That one out of bounds.
I mean, the play before.
About the 13-yard line, 14-yard line to be exact.
Yeah, excuse me. The play before, I thought they had 2 plays to get the 7 yards. It was interesting, RV declining, and just as interesting that Union decided to punt.
If anything, it just shows that Coach Garrett Lucas and company, they have faith in their defense, right, to stand up in a time like that. What would you think, Mark? I mean, otherwise, why make the call?
Yeah. Well, they probably anticipated that they would punt too, not figuring the way I was thinking about it.
Well, nonetheless, RV takes over possession with the ball at the 14-yard line going out. Marco sends his man in motion. That man is Devin Duana, and Devin Duana has been called upon in several instances to take those jet sweeps and try to turn his shoulders upfield and create some plays for RV, and there he does, and another nice 5-yard gain for Duana.
Union's Casey McDowell made the tackle that time. He actually just threw his body in. He didn't wrap his arms around, but it was effective.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, if it doesn't look pretty but it gets the job done, coaches will pat you on the back and say, next time do it right, but great job. Duana in motion again, and again receives the handoff. This time jet sweep to the bottom of the screen, and Duana with a positive gain again. Brought down to the ground by number 26, Cordell Hinton.
Well, he's been very effective on those jet sweeps, and also, even when they don't hand it off to him, it's a nice decoy. It holds up the defense a little bit as well.
Absolutely. Just that slight bit of hesitation is all it takes for a quarterback to find an open receiver or a running back to find a gap and take it to the house. Oh my God, those defensive linemen rolling around. I don't know if that really provides anything but exhaustion for themselves, but
there is a flag.
Not really sure. The flag is down. Not really sure.
Well, the other thing it provides is you could be offside.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Find a helmet to be just over that ball, and the referee's got an eye on it. I think that might have been what just took place. Stick to the basics. RV in the huddle. Nick Marco hasn't been called upon to do very much in this game, but when he has been called upon, hasn't done a terrible job of moving the ball downfield. He's got 3 receivers out right now. H-back to the top of the screen, offset back now in motion. Montre Wilson is that back, and he looked to find his tight end, number 87, Ricky Doppler, but this time not able to pull the screen off as they were earlier in the game for the touchdown to Castles.
Duger that time on the sack. What they did was they sent a man in motion, drew some defense, and they were going to throw the ball short up the middle. Everybody was covered, and then number 10 came in with the big sack.
Yeah, definitely believe they were trying to pull off that screen. Number 10 doing a great job, as you just mentioned, Mark, Dakari Duggar.
I'll tell you, both defenses, how they've reacted and read plays today has been very impressive.
Terrific. Terrific job. Outside handoff for RV goes to Jameer Bellamy, and Bellamy skating through the defense, getting back inside of those sticks, and on third down, it'll be about 3rd and 7.
53, Bondurant, if he would have turned around there that time, he may have had a better chance at that play.
Yeah, sometimes you get turned around as a defender. You have no idea where the ball carrier is. Next thing you know, he's in front of you on the ground, tackled by another teammate. 3rd down, RV backs up against the wall. They've been in this situation a time or two today, and on some occasions they've evaded, and on some they haven't. This time Marco with the fake handoff and finds that tight end he was looking to find earlier, and on that, they get the first down. Number 87, Ricky Doppler, getting involved in the action.
Wow, I love the way they cleared some space for this play. Watch it. Because they were worried about 12 going deep. Duana that time, that cleared some area.
Yeah, that was extremely creative, actually, because they had him lined up as the tight end at the bottom of the screen, and they ran him on a drag, but not across the field. They ran him on a drag to his side of the field, and like you're saying, Duana was there, got that defender to go upfield, and there was just a wide open area. Marco hands it off. Bellamy for a first down. RV getting things going.
Bellamy on the carry.
Great carry there by Bellamy to continue to move these chains for RV, and will they give it back to him, or will they try to get the defense to go Bellamy and go somewhere else?
And they're upping the pace too.
Yes,
now.
they are. Indeed they are, and 3 receivers to the top of the screen could make things interesting. Deciding to go right back to Bellamy, the hot hand. Swallowed up after a gain of 1 or 2. 52 for the defense was there first. That's Asher Wallace for the Farmers.
Third quarter with the score.
Third quarter has come to an end, and the score is very close. but RV has edged out just a lead by 2, 8-6. 12 minutes left. We'll be back in just...
Whoever you are, whatever you like, there's a place where memories become traditions. So this summer, come on down and enjoy all that's fun at the shore. Plan today and book your vacation in America's greatest family resort. Ocean City, New Jersey. We're less than a tank of gas away.
If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that will fit most any budget, plus condominiums, townhouses, and commercial buildings. Get your ideas together and take them to Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, or phone 609-398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality.
Fists up, fours up, no matter which you prefer. It's time for the fourth quarter here at the Battle at the Beach. RANCOCAS Valley taking on the Union Farmers, and they have a lead by 2 points, 8-6. All due to the fact that they were able to stop Union on a 2-point conversion attempt earlier in the game. And Nick Marco taking it on the fake handoff, quarterback keeper, and moves the chains for a first down.
That was great play action that time. Everybody went toward 12, Duana that time. Marco showing great ability to handle the ball there.
Absolutely, and the reason being is because Duana has been such a threat every time he's gotten the ball in his hands. As a defense, you have to react to that. I believe a man is down for Union, and in that instance, we will take a pause momentarily just to make sure everything is okay out on the field.
You can see the complete conversation with legendary coaches Paul Rodeo and Paul Sacco from Iliano's Ristorante in Hamilton by going to primeevents.net.
What makes a Wawa Club? Is it the crispy bacon on the turkey BLT? The endless layers of flavor of the buffalo chicken salad? Or is it a secret handshake? Nah. At Wawa, there's a club for everyone. Find yours today.
It is known all over the Delaware Valley. Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn, 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 1-800-842-2676 and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn, since 1940.
Back here at Cary Stadium, Makai Best was the man down for the Farmers. Glad to see he has made his way to the sideline and is healthy. Jameer Bellamy breaking tackles, bouncing it back to the opposite side of the field. Nearly breaks another tackle, but brought down by his cleats by number 1, Ranique Dorillis. And Dorillis, who's been a big playmaker on both sides of the ball, just saved Union from giving up another touchdown.
I think 54, Desir is going to, he was there over the play along with number 24, Yarngo, and both of them had a shot at him.
Bellamy with quite the theatrics, but I think it will be to no avail because it looks like it's going to be being sent back. Penalty on RV looks to be the call. I think that's an indication of helmet-to-helmet contact. Crackback block is the call. No helmet-to-helmet contact. Crackback was the call. Can't say I agree with it. Got to be honest, as a former player myself, can't say I agree with that call. You got to let the guys play. But it's the game we played today. New rules, new era. Ball sent back.
By the way,
first and forever.
This is 11th play in this drive, and Castle has not been in on any of them.
Yeah, we have not seen a lot of Castle in this second half at all. And up until now, things were trending well with that recipe for RV, but because of these recent mistakes,
Also keeps it up the middle.
they've got a lot of ground to cover, and it's just tough to do that when you continue to shoot yourself in the foot.
Marco, he pulled that ball out. It looked like he was going to give it to Bellamy and then pulled it out at the last second. They're lucky they didn't fumble the ball.
Yeah.
The two collide at that time.
You got to be careful with the exchange, especially as the clock ticks down in this fourth quarter. It's such a close game. You cannot be flimsy rather with the ball. Got to keep it protected, high and tight, and especially when you're giving it off, got to be careful. Devin Dewana receives the give there from Marco. Devin Dewana with a nice jump step to make a guy miss, but then was brought down hard by number 21, Zion Lake.
Yeah, I'll tell you though, 54 made the play. He sprung it outside to Sear.
Yeah, 54's been sticking his nose in a lot of things lately, kind of pushing things outside, making those Union cornerbacks and safeties make plays, and number 54 is Curvin Desir, to be exact.
Here you have a 3rd and 19 play.
Yeah, and what do you dial up here? It's got to be a pass of some sort, or quarterback draw where you get guys going downfield, and hopefully Marco can find a tunnel and at least gain back some of these yards. You're not expecting him probably to gain anything of a first down or more.
They're loading up trips left. Let's see if we'll actually go to the right instead.
Marco gets the snap, and that ball just travels into the dirt. Incompletion. The target on the play was Brody Diter, but Diter unable to scoop it.
Well, what they did, they went trips left. They cleared that area out, tried to get the middle open for Diter. It's actually a nice concept. Yeah.
Just not able to put the pieces together there, and they'll bring the punt team out. Diter leading the punt team. Snap, kick, and that one end over end. Returner for the Farmers, Renique Dorillis letting his men know to stay away from it, and it's finally touched down near the goal line by number 53.
Wow,
that would be Nassim Curry. Sorry, Mark.
Mackay Best. I'm not saying almost blocked that punt, but put on some pretty serious heat.
Yeah, Diter had to get that one off there in a jam. Luckily, he did. And now Union's got a long distance to travel if they want to score some points and take a lead in this game. And with 9:04 left, could be tough to do. I mean, they certainly have the time to get down the field and score. But as things progress, time will not be on their side. Man in motion was Dorillis. Oh, and a handoff to number 4, Amar Kelly. Pulled off a leaping act there. Avoided the first defender, but then was quickly brought down after he touched land.
Watch 21 at your screen there, Woodruff. Oh, man. With a sure tackle, as they call that.
Yeah, I was mistaken there. I thought he had actually avoided Woodruff and someone else brought him down, but Woodruff did just do enough to get him down. Dangerous territory there if you're the ball carrier. Never want to be up in the air. Fake handoff again. Was that completed? Incomplete to show that he had caught the ball, but O'Malley King was just short on the pass. King is probably wishing for that one back because he knows what his man Dorillis could have done had he gotten the ball.
Dorillis in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and if you're RV, you got to hope that you don't give up a glaring opportunity for them to make a move on you like that. O'Malley King swallowed up for a sack. First one to come out of that pile was number 1, Damian Peterson, but it was really
bad snap. I mean, he did a good job in just getting that snap off good hands. And by the way, they have not had good punts with Dorillis here.
Yeah, and standing in his own end zone, certainly away, but again, gets a favorable roll, and that one will stop just past the 35-yard line. RV in Union territory. What will they do with the ball this next drive?
35-yard line.
RV over on the sideline,
First and 10.
getting the call from their offensive coordinator, and now they will look to break the huddle and approach the ball as Union waits for them.
You know, it's interesting. We said Castle hasn't been in. He's been in defensively. Maybe there's
Speedier and have the opportunity to make like slashing plays as opposed to just really dominating the center of the field. Just like this. Touchdown, Rancocas Valley. Mr. Jameer Bellamy doing the honors, making men miss. Jameer Bellamy.
the Dorillis go down. That is a big-time move. 35-yard touchdown run.
Unreal. Showing off the footwork. Bellamy putting on a clinic. And just like that, Jameer Bellamy makes a difference. This kick. And 16 left in the fourth quarter. Rancocas Valley has the lead over Union. And at Wawa, they have you covered with delivery, curbside, and order ahead options in the Wawa app.
Oh, spicy Italian. Ooh, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What do
Smoothies and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
you knew about this?
You can see the complete conversation with legendary coaches Paul Rodeo and Paul Sacco from
Back here in Ocean City, playing the Union Farmers. And talk about a dynamic difference. Mark, it's been a topic of conversation in this second half. Why has Malachi Castle been used less? Can be a dynamic player and change the pace of this game, and he just showed us his ability to do that.
Yeah, that last juke is something I'm always going to backing RV in the zone.
Yes, they have, and their punter, Renique Dorillis, is back to receive the kick, and Dorillis looked like he was going to try to field it, let it roll.
Turn it, but it took that extra bounce, and then he saw he was pinned in the corner. So now you get it on the 35.
Yeah, 35 as opposed to the 3-yard line makes a big difference. RV just set a precedent there on their last drive. We're here to play and we're here to stay. Expanding that lead that was once 8-6 to 50. O'Malley King thought about it to Renique Dorillis, but then ended up sending it upfield to his receiver who's looking to draw a flag. But Cedric Raymond will not get the favorable call.
Raymond did not turn around. Don't know if he would have been able to catch it anyway.
Yeah, that would have been a tough proposition. You got to wonder if they're going to continue to try to throw the ball in order to at least stop the clock when their attempts don't. Yeah, unsure of what the situation was there, but nonetheless, first down for Union. Situation flipped on its head. O'Malley King gets the snap, hands it to his man. Hanbury dapping up his teammate number 94, Elon Stafford. Let's see the replay here, Mark.
I'll tell you what.
Screen pass work earlier. In that case, it was for RV. Let's see if Union can use it to their advantage as well. This one aired out, but at least 3 yards out of the reach.
Castle had a big rush. Now, I don't know if it was a late hit.
Yeah, we'll see. My eyes were downfield, and the chains will continue to move in favor of Union. And it couldn't come at a better time for them with 6:33 left in the game.
I don't know. I don't a lot sooner than he wanted to.
They did just enough to disrupt, but maybe too much. O'Malley King sends his H-back in motion. Hanbury in a huge play for the defense of Rancocas Valley.
Oh, my goodness. Jones, watch 14. He was blitzing all the way, and nobody picked him up.
Folks, they call that shooting the gap. 2nd and 12. Union has had some calls go their way on this drive. Let's see if they can move the rock further. O'Malley King back, has some time over the middle. Interception. RV with some room to move. Number 34 has blockers ahead, has 2 men to beat. Can he do it? Can he stay in bounds? He has, but he's finally pushed out of bounds by quarterback O'Malley King, and that was number 34, David Goldbolt, who we called out earlier for a big play, and this time maybe making the biggest play of the game for RV.
Well, I'll tell you, Union thought there was pass interference on Bellamy. No flags, right?
There may have very well been interference on Lamar Kelly there. I'm just not sure if, at this point, if a flag hasn't come down, I don't think they're going to get that call, unfortunately, Union. Yeah, Mark, I thought we might see it again. Oh, I'm sure Union sideline cannot be happy. Their coach is still standing on the field awaiting an explanation. He's pissed.
I thought it was on
First down for RV. Handoff to Montre Wilson, who cuts it back. Was met by a host of tacklers from Union.
I'll tell you, if I'm Wilson, when I cut that back the first time, I would have darted out to the right side.
That's what I mean. Yeah, when he cut it, then he cut back up.
Yeah.
He really should have just kept it going to the sideline. I agree completely, Mark.
Still got 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't be, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. 2nd and 5, and RV would be delighted to just let this clock continue to run. Because right now they're sitting in the driver's seat with a 15-6 lead, ball in Union territory, and Nick Marco awaiting the snap on 2nd down. Marco back to Wilson. Wilson making moves in the backfield against 3 moves before he's ever even met with one defender. He kind of chooses where he wants to go in the backfield before he's ever even met with any type of resistance.
If you saw that play, had he not momentarily tripped a little bit and lost his balance, he might have been able to break that one outside.
Yeah, we've seen it so many times today. Just enough on that foot, that shoelace, to bring a ball carrier down, stop him from making a hugely impactful play.
Now you have Castle in on 3rd and 2.
And this is a perfect time to bring him back into the game. Flag is down. Castle looked to have gotten enough on the carry for the 1st down, but we'll see what the flag is. Player may also be down for Union. Trainers are running out onto the field for Union.
Is it the crispy bacon on the turkey BLT? The endless layers of flavor of the buffalo chicken salad? Or is it a secret handshake? Nah. At Wawa, there's a club for everyone.
With over 110 years of excellence in electrical contracting, Gillian's Wonderland Pier, amusements with a family in mind on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Sure True Value, Blue Water Graphics. If you need signs, you need Captain Charlie. And Ulmer's Appliances, a family-owned and operated business in Cape May County for 50 years.
Back to it here. The ref has just blown his whistle. There's 3:50 remaining in this game, and RV will look to add to their lead. Marco gathering that low snap, hands it off to Jameer Bellamy, and Bellamy again showing his shiftiness, making the first tackler miss, getting to that 2nd level.
I'll tell you what, I have really been impressed by Marco's hands. He's had to feel a couple of tough snaps. That one, maybe some people would have just fallen on the ball, but no, he continued to play.
Yeah, I agree. He showed up today thinking he'd be playing quarterback, and at some times during the game he's been playing baseball catcher. Having to get low, squat down, and gather those ground balls.
They get the 1st down on that as well. That's an outstanding play by Marco.
And Bellamy, for that matter.
Bellamy, of course, yeah.
Time continues to wind, nearing the 3-minute mark. Malachi Castle, the offset back. Nick Marco calls for the snap. Hand to Castle. Castle has a hole. Castle finds that hole and surges through for a gain of about 5.
Man, the H-back, the Quinn Williams 44, just planted somebody. There's 44 on the right side of your screen.
Yeah,
look at that.
Seal.
Putting it
great
away.
seal.
Yeah.
And you got to wonder at this point in the game, I mean, definitely don't want to take anything away from the competitors on the field, but with the time on the clock, with the score the way it is, and where RV stands on the field, has the heart been ripped out of the chest of Union? we will see in the coming plays. Now nearing the 2-minute mark. Nick Marco in no rush to take this snap, waiting for those hands to fly from the official, and they did. He calls for it, hands it to Wilson, and Wilson brought down short of the goal line. Wilson a bit indecisive there where he wanted to finally take that ball and kind of just ran into a defender that was on the ground. We'll see here on the replay, Mark.
And he gets the first down there. Plenty of room.
Definitely great to have gotten the first down, but Devin Duana dominated on that block, and Wilson kind of ended up just running into the guy that Duana had just blocked to the ground. Tough in those short yardage situations, though, to make a cut on a dime. Certainly can't blame Wilson. Now Marco under center. One of the only times we've seen him do it in this game. I think 1 of 3. Marco hands it to Wilson. Wilson decides to bounce it outside, and I don't think it may have been the best decision, as number 21, Zion Lake, was evading him there, and he did seem to have an avenue to take in that initial hole.
It could have been a lot worse. Wilson, as you mentioned, 21's right there. Got a little extra yard, stayed on his feet.
I think Wilson's so used to relying on that second bounce, that getting outside, but when you're down on the goal line, you really have to just trust what you see that very first time, almost like a quarterback when you find an open receiver. Trust what you see and hit it. 1:18 remain. Union on its last lifeline. And Mark, what do you think? I mean, what are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking that RV's ready to put this thing away if it isn't put away. And how about the play of Bellamy, the sophomore, Wilson, the junior? I mean, and we've talked about Castle. I mean, what a deep reservoir of backs here for this RANCOCAS Valley team.
Really is quite impressive. And not to mention Devin Duana as well, who's been a threat kind of moving from sideline to sideline when he gets the rock. They really do have a lot of options to go to on offense, and we haven't even really gotten to see much from Nick Marco, so there's still a question mark out on whether he's able to add another factor to this offense as well.
I think he's run it really well. He saved several plays. Marco was trying to push him over.
Gotta love that when your quarterback sticks his nose in there. I think, again, RV, oh my God, no way that was an RV timeout. I'm flabbergasted by that.
I missed that. I did not see. I was looking at something else. But one thing I'll say about Marco, he's proven to be a field general, and I could see as each week goes on, his responsibilities getting more and more, and they're giving him more to do.
Yeah. I would not be surprised either. And I'm wondering if they call this timeout to maybe go to victory formation and decide to need, although it is third down, they'd only have 2 downs to do so. So I don't know if that's the case.
I want to say something about Union. We knew they were 2-7 last year, but they had a 4-year run where they were a sectional champ in 2019 at 12-1, 4-3 in the COVID year, and then they were 9-2 in 2021. They get to the sectional semifinals, and then they had to forfeit the game because of COVID. So this has been a team that, except for last year where they played a really rough schedule, this has been a real premier program, and I expect them to have a really good year this year, regardless of whether they win this game or not.
I mean, they put up a great fight today. I mean, they very well could have went their way if just 1 or 2 plays broke differently. As I say that, Dieter just shy of the goal line. A great form tackle there by number 9 of the Farmer defense. That's Elijah Green, doing just enough to stop RV from crossing the threshold. And we are under a minute left here in this game between the RANCOCAS Valley Red Devils and the Union Farmers.
Well, what they're going to do, they're going to run the clock all the way down and then call a timeout. It's a really impressive showing by RANCOCAS Valley with so many losses to graduation from a team that lost to Atlantic City just 32-28 in last year's sectional Group 5 quarterfinal. And there's the timeout.
Timeout called by RV, as Mark, you alluded to. And Mark, we talked about it I believe, halftime, if not at one point or another during a break. But both of these teams traveled quite a distance to be here today, too. Nearly 2-hour trip for Union and just under an hour and a half trip for RV, and that's no slight task, especially on a high school level. You're asking people to travel far distances and then show up on a hot day and perform at a high level. I mean, hats off to both of these teams in that regard. And you alluded to it, Union has had great history in the recent past, and I'm sure they're going to get back to a high level. RV, they finished 6-4 last year, and Coach Garrett Lucas really just turning this program into his program at this point, coming over from Del Rand and really putting his fingerprint on it, building a culture, and I think this year they're going to exceed the higher heights as well.
These are two Group 5 schools, though. Group 5 still runs through Toms River North.
Handoff to, you guessed it, Malachi Castle, and Castle will put the button on this one. Touchdown, his second of the game, scored earlier on a screen pass, and this time really couldn't get much easier for Castle as he walked into the end zone for a yard touchdown.
Touchdown, Malachi Castle.
Can say, having scored a couple of those 1-yard touchdowns myself, sometimes the satisfaction level isn't there, but you got to realize you've done just as much for your team as anyone else who's scored a touchdown. Sometimes the important work isn't pretty.
Bringing the score for RANCOCAS Valley 21, Union 6 with 16 seconds remaining.
That makes the score 21-6 now in favor of RANCOCAS Valley. And if it wasn't already out of reach for Union, it definitely is now, with 16 seconds left in this game.
Congratulations to both teams for a job well done today.
Union might have an opportunity to run one play, but you would imagine they may just receive this ball and line up on offense and take a knee. Long season ahead for both of these teams. Definitely don't want to risk getting anybody injured, doing anything stupid.
Yeah, RV's done a good job on really limiting the returns here today on what's an explosive team on returns. They've done a good job with the squib kicks and not giving Union the chance.
Yeah, Jamison Hollander was the kicker for RV last year, did a fantastic job, and returning this year as a sophomore looks to expand upon the job he did last year, and he really is a great directional kicker, a great punter, somebody that RV is definitely going to rely on as this season goes on and they find themselves in difficult situations. Hollander, hand up in the air, now approaches the ball. This time sends it to the back row. Renique Dorillis has an opportunity to make something happen for Union, but brought down by a few tacklers for RV at around the 20-yard line. Mark, what was your biggest takeaway from the game this evening?
Just how well RV played defensively. I mean, this is a real explosive team. They took that away. They took away the line of scrimmage early on, and they did enough offensively. I think that Union will go back and look at this and look at that first half when it only attempted 2 passes and maybe say, maybe we should have kind of opened things up a little bit more. You know, and now RV's going to face an Eastern team that's coming off an opening win against Cherry Hill West, so that should be an interesting matchup in its next game.
You can use all the superlatives that you'd like, but at the end of the day, the eye in the sky does not lie. And sitting down next week and watching this tape, if you can't learn from your losses being any team, then you've got bigger problems on hand. So Union definitely has a lot to take away from this one. But at the end, RV stands victorious. 21-6 is your final score. And RV will look to build upon this next week. Go 2-0 against Patterson Eastside down there, or rather up there in Patterson, New Jersey.
Well, RV taking on Eastern, but they get a bye. It's interesting. You don't want to bye this early. They don't play again until September 8th. So RANCOCAS Valley can enjoy this one a little bit longer. And as I said before, Stephen, I think this Union team's going to win some games. I think it's going to be certainly a contender for a Group 5 playoff spot in North Jersey.
Well, it shall be exciting to see as the season continues, but let me just say this. I was honored to be on the call today with you, Mark, and look forward to being on the call tomorrow as well for the game at 1 p.m., Cedar Creek taking on Matawan. So I will be back on the call tomorrow. Mark, you've had 2 fantastic games under your belt this weekend, and look forward to another great year next year, Battle at the Beach 4, but that's for another day. We will talk to you soon, folks. Thank you for your time.
Prime Events receives continuous support from Shoppy's Trophies and Gifts. Order online at shoppy.com. Calvi Electric, with over 110 years of excellence in electrical contracting. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, amusements with a family in mind on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Shore True Value Hardware, they're ready to help on New Road in Summers Point. Johnson's Famous Popcorn, open all year on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Blue Water Graphics, if you need signs, you need Captain Charlie. And Ulmer's Appliances, a family-owned and operated business in Cape May County for 50 years.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Ooh, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some dinner? What don't you guys have? That's mine. You're making it right now. Oh my God. What is this magical place?
Wawa.
Freshly made hoagies, smoothies, and so much more. Welcome to Wawa.
You knew about this?